All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Oh, I better turn my camera on. I did not turn into Feisty all of a sudden. Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's your boy, 451 Actual, and we've got a special presentation for you guys tonight. If you guys watched the No Prisoners podcast earlier, we talked about this documentary. Thank you, Dr. Fauci, which, funny enough, was initially supposed to be kind of a puff piece on Anthony Fauci. And once the lies started to be exposed, the entire wind in the sails changed direction on how this documentary is presented, and now actually works to expose the origins of the COVID-19 scamdemic. And since the No Prisoners podcast episode earlier, some pretty wild news breaking out of OMG that we're going to be going over. Thanks to Mary for bringing that to our attention. So we do have a little bit of content for you actually before we even start here in about 30 minutes. So if you guys don't mind. Yes, except for you people on Rumble. I apologize. We'll get into that here in a second. But
okay. All right, you know about that. Okay.
Make sure you guys slap the red pill, hit the repost button, let folks know that we're here doing this. You guys do not want to miss this presentation of Thank You, Dr. Fauci. And we've got some special guests with us. Mary, free for all to learn with us. Good evening. How are you? So good to see you.
I'm excited. Thanks for having me back, guys. I always enjoy it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. And Kevin, of course, how are you? Good, sir?
I want to go strangle my puppy because she's barking in the background.
Mark!
It's so unprofessional.
Right on cue.
And you know he knows that we're producing right now, but because he's a progressive. This is what I get.
Now's the time for my breakdown. Oh, goodness. And we'll also be having Kitty from Flip City Magazine joining us later. And, of course, the lovely FeistyAce will be hopping in here in just a little bit. I do want to shout everybody out that is currently joining us in the chat. Of course, there's FeistyAce right there. Old producer Feisty in the background. Thank you so much for being here. Cyborg, what's up, brother? Good to have you. We got the bass Canadian Brad Allen music in the house, so good to see you. Let's see. We got Zero or Die Loser. What's up, man? Good to see you in the chat. Lulu and Love, hello. Good to see you. Let's see. I think I saw Mr. Tizo in there as well. Good to see everybody hopping in. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I need glasses. The Al, I think that's all Flash. Good. The Al Flash. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I really need glasses. What's up, Kevin?
Thank you for the compliment, Flash.
So true. So if Zero Die Loser is here, then Miss Lady Zero is probably here too. Hey.
Ooh, yes, we love Lady Zero as well. We love Lady Zero.
Yes.
Good to see the zeros in the chat. That's what's up. All right. So should we get into this OMG video real quick about the NIH? You guys want to dive into that here real quick? All right. Let me see if I can pull this up. Give me 1 second. I just need to switch some things around over here on the other computer. Uno momento. All right. Let's see. Sorry, guys. And do this. And we will change. I got to change sources and stuff. Sorry. One second.
Yeah. They always make you.
Mm-hmm. Whoops. News. And then we will. Uh-oh. Of course. Hold on just a second, guys. My internet's being a little funky this evening as well, so.
Okay. While he's doing that, I will bring up this Rotten Tomato right here. Watch this.
Yes, tell us about that.
Okay, watch this. Here's Rotten Tomatoes for tonight's feature. Thank you, Dr. Fauci. Nothing. No thermometer. Nothing. Over here, they're not even showing what the audience score is. They're just like, there were fewer than 50 ratings. Oh, I wonder why. With all the suppression of this particular production. So let's go ahead and read something. Maybe somebody left something nice. Well, yes, a lot of people did leave nice things, except for this one bitch right here, Shriram S, who's has a half a star somehow. I don't know how you do that. But anyway, it says, absolute conspiracy theory ridden, poorly researched and badly filmed documentary. As usual, more pandering to conspiracy nut jobs who are unable to accept reality and feel the need to watch dribble like this to make themselves feel more intelligent. Child, please. I don't need to watch drivel, and I haven't even seen this film yet. I don't think you saw the film either, sweetie. But I will say this. There are other, high reviews right here. What does this one say? You know what? I'm not going to read too much. Well, I will read this one. This one right here from blank. This one has no name. Completely anonymous. This one says that it's not complete. It doesn't have a full answer. That's going to be up for interpretation because I haven't seen the film. I don't think 45-1 actually has seen the film. Mary, have you seen this film?
I have not.
We all have not seen this film. We're about to see this film. This film came out a little less than a month ago. So I don't feel too terribly for doing what I do to get films out. Because normally when they're independent, I want to let them, what's the word I'm looking for? Simmer, not simmer, marinate on the media for a while before snapping them up because I don't like because as a creator myself, I don't want my stuff just being blah as soon as I create it. So I try to give it at least
very good Joe Biden you just did.
I try. We've all suffered 4 years of I'm psychologically damaged.
No like joke, ASMR man. With Kevin.
Not a joke.
I'm serious.
Okay. Mary, what were you about to say before? Because I think I cut you off. What were you going to say?
No. I understand why you're saying that you try and give them a little bit independent. So they can't make their money back. That's what it boils down to. It's incredibly difficult to make your money back as an independent filmmaker. And if people download it off of wherever your site is past a point, you can't make more movies if you don't make your money back. So there's something to be said for if you really like something and you want that documentary person to do more, you have to work with them a little bit. You may hate the message of, Amazon or whatever, but that's how they earn a few pennies if you watch it on that platform. So just something to think, because I know there's a lot of people that just rip stuff quick, or if it's still out in the theater, and it's not, if it's a Disney film or a Universal or something, but if it's an independent, the struggle is real. But what I was thinking originally when the person was saying that it didn't have a conclusion, and I thought, what the hell kind of we can't even get a congressional thing on it, like a real one. We can't open the books yet, so like you're not going to get a conclusion for another year or two. This is probably a documentary about what we know so far.
Yeah, and we're finding out more and more, like as the days go by, and as this biologic expresses itself as genes will do, we're seeing new expressions of what this does to the human body. So
yeah, and not only that too. I mean, we just covered that story today about that child in California that got vaccinated against his parents' in like explicit instructions, and even the kid is in this, this what do you call it, gymnasium, where they've set up this vaccine station inside of a public school. Like, when did a public school ever become a hospital or some kind of medical facility? That right there just absolutely blows my mind.
Yeah.
But those types of stories are starting to reach the surface because they're reaching that Supreme Court level. Oh, it was Vermont. That's right. It was Vermont. And what really blew my mind is there's like a total of 5 people in Vermont. I've only ever met one in my life, and they gave one kid the wrong kid's name tag, and that kid had already been vaccinated. So you were going to jab the same kid twice? Like, clerical error doesn't even begin to scratch the surface about what happened right there. But this kid ended up getting jabbed, and again, those types of stories are starting to come to the surface as they reach the Supreme Court level.
Oh yeah.
And so like the crimes that were committed on top of the lies, a secondary or tertiary effect of the scam that was fed to all of us, and the disaster that is the vaccine. Really interesting stuff. And like Mary said, it's going to take a while to really understand exactly what damage has been done. But I mean, we know that some swift justice needs to start appearing here. So anyway,
didn't the Highwire work to make this film? Weren't they part of the production? I thought when I looked up.
I'm not sure on that.
Let me look.
Okay.
Because I've been researching it.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Salty in San Diego said, I guess there isn't any RDR tonight. Are all the monkeys in here tonight? Red Dawn Radio is currently recovering, guys. He was in the hospital over this last weekend. I think on Fridays when he let me know that he was in the ER. And he wasn't sure if he was going to be doing a show tonight. He might have just been doing a hangout, he said. So I'm guessing that he opted to not do one and continue to recover. Not sure exactly what happened. He said something about an artery, and he didn't know if he had injured it while he was doing a Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something else happened. But just keep Red Dawn Radio in your prayers. So we're stepping into the gap, stepping into the breach tonight to cover down in this time slot. And so just continue to keep Red Dawn Radio in your guys' prayers. And good to see you, Salty, in San Diego. All right. Let's see. Cyborg gifted a cookie. Thank you so much. Said, I don't hate humans, but Fauci is a subhuman demon. So F that Satanist demon. All right.
How do you really feel, love?
He is pretty bad. Oh, man. Yes. Nice. Oh, there she is. We got Christy from Flip City. Hello.
Hi. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Kevin.
Of course. Of course.
Yes. Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're living the dream. About to expose all Anthony Fauci. Trust me, I'm the science. It's going to be fun.
I have Fauci behind me, actually.
Oh, look at him. There he is.
It's our bloody Fauci.
That's our gnome.
You must have been busy.
The gnome in chief.
Ooh, nice.
So what is this NIH thing that you were talking about?
Let me pull this up. I've actually got it ready to rip here, and it should take us pretty much right up until 7:30 when we're planning on starting this here, 8:30 Eastern. So this is from James Lyons Wheeler. This NIH employee, originally from O'Keefe Media Group, let me just click into here, says, I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but the NIH chief confesses that COVID health initiatives were completely made up. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
What do you think about the NIH now that you were working there?
Probably shouldn't be saying this out loud. They might have funded Wuhan, a lab in Wuhan, China, to make COVID. And Pfizer and Moderna was getting a bunch of money from it, from all these vaccine mandates.
Roger Cholin is with the National Institute of Health.
For other vaccines, like measles or whatever, you have to go through several rounds of approval, but these were accelerated through the approvals.
Do you think that the mRNA stuff is safe? It's really affected people with the myocarditis stuff?
I think we're all going to learn when it's too late.
I think that's important. The lack of effectiveness of the vaccine product.
Like the 6-foot rule. Remember that? That wasn't based on any real evidence that did anything. It was completely made up.
Well, what do you think? What happened if he could be re-elected?
Roger then brings up politics, talks about which political party he prefers and what would happen to him and NIH under an incoming Trump administration.
I think it would be worse for the NIH. I think it would be better for a Democrat to be in office. We sometimes fly under the radar of the really scrutinized. I don't think it would impact me. I don't think I have too much to worry about. That's not recording, right?
That's not recording.
Roger
right?
Cholin is with the National Institute of Health, or NIH, and has only been on the job for 2 months.
All the other branch chiefs are 55.
Wow.
And I don't know shit. I know about the subject matter, but I don't know about any of the government, how budgets work or how the hierarchy works.
In his role, Cholin oversees 40 people and heads up the Health Data Standards Branch for a division of NIH called the National Library of Medicine.
So the U.S. National Library of Medicine, you can think of it as the nation's health library. All the major peer-reviewed journals are there, and they have electronic databases, electronic cataloging. They manage the PubMed application that makes all this information available to the general public. They manage clinicaltrials.gov, which is the application that summarizes clinical trial results. And it appears that what Mr. Cholin's division, this health data standards, is responsible for is analysis of visual data. This is X-ray and MRI data, analyze and develop new capabilities that will make these kinds of information and data more generally available for searching.
While he admits he may know nothing about the bureaucracy, he says he knows a lot about public health.
What do you think about the NIH now that you were working there? Obviously, lots of conspiracies about them. My cousin is
about Fauci? Well, I don't. So I'm not. Probably shouldn't be saying this out loud. I haven't gotten the latest COVID shots, and I'm not going to. There's mixed evidence about if it really does anything.
Cholin then goes on to tell our undercover journalist that people under 30 are more at risk for heart conditions from the COVID vaccine.
For people that are 30 or under, it really increases your risk for heart conditions. The data does show that. I don't even know if these vaccines stop you from getting COVID. They don't.
Really?
I don't think so. It's supposed to make you less sick if you get it. I don't know if it really prevents the transmission of it.
He is speaking casually, candidly, about the risks of the virus, the risks of the vaccine product.
Couple White Claws. These guys spill everything, don't they? Man.
The lack of effectiveness of the vaccine product. He's saying that it doesn't prevent infection. It doesn't prevent disease. These are statements that I had made back a few years ago that I was called a liar for saying by the Washington Post.
But now there is some evidence out that NIAID, National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Disease, that's where Fauci was the director.
Okay.
They might have funded some labs to do vaccine studies and disease, to prepare for an outbreak. They might have funded a lab in Wuhan, China, to like make coke. But I believe in the science. I don't and like it seems like too much of a big conspiracy. And generally, now that I'm a Fed, like people in the government do want to do the right thing. Everyone's there kind of behind this, like,
Sorry.
at least that maybe more so
He's
at
only been on the job
NIH
for 2
or in
months. Give
Health
him a
and Human
break.
Services. People like want to help people improve health. So I don't know that I believe that these people are all like trying to spread a virus and then like.
What if they were?
Oh my gosh.
Then they should go to jail. If NIAID and Fauci were actually doing this, if the proof comes out that they were funding it, maybe they were actually funding it just to like be prepared and shit went wrong. They were trying to study a virus so that when it did break, if and when it did break, we would be prepared for the response to it.
Oh,
but
wow.
instead, they accidentally funded the thing that like
Yeah,
caused,
they had a
I don't
patent
know.
for it that the government owned 50%
But hopefully
of,
the intentions were good up front. It doesn't like excuse them outright, but I don't know. Like the 6-foot rule, remember that? Like that wasn't like based on any real evidence that did anything.
Really?
It was just and again, I think they were just trying to do the right thing, but it was completely made up. If they had said 5 feet versus 6 feet, right, or 7 feet, like it was all just they just made it up.
Does anyone really trust the healthcare system? Well, thankfully, there still are some good guys left in healthcare, like our great friends at the Wellness Company.
All right, we
Company's
appreciate
first aid medical
you guys
go-to
sponsoring him.
tent
All right,
in
there
this
we go.
unethical.
This is your risk for that. I think that's well known now. And Pfizer and Moderna are just getting a bunch of money from it.
From what?
From all these vaccine mandates. I think like for other vaccines, like measles or whatever, you have to go through several rounds of approval and submit a bunch of data to prove about like side effects and things. But these were accelerated through the approvals to rush them for all of us to get our boosters.
Like,
and they made millions of dollars.
you think it's like really effective people? The myocarditis stuff?
I think we're all going to learn when it's too late.
What would make it too late?
Like it's going to already have been 10 years down the road, and then a bunch of people will have gotten like all 10 boosters.
10?
Why do you not want to get them again?
If I'm going to get COVID anyway, and I'm going to be all right, why increase my risk for the known myocarditis?
The very foundation of journalism is to get answers. A common technique by which to do that is called a FOIA, or Freedom of Information Act request. We've submitted many FOIAs, particularly for body cam footage. But then this government official tells our undercover journalists that NIH is intentionally giving orders to make getting a FOIA even more difficult.
Is there anything that, like, if we found out that we would be like, oh, that would change your opinion?
So do you know what FOIA is? Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
So like the press or whoever can like request from the government, like show us emails or whatever.
Yeah.
This article claims that they were like misspelling words on purpose. So then if there was a FOIA request for whatever, coronavirus, they misspelled corona. They were instructed to misspell it on purpose so it wouldn't return on the search.
Wow. Who's requesting FOIA?
Wow.
I think it's journalists.
Roger then brings up politics, talks about which political party he prefers and what would happen to him and NIH under an incoming Trump administration.
Well, what do you think? Like, what happened if he were to be reelected?
I think it would be worse for the NIH. I think it would be better for a Democrat to be in office.
Why? What makes it up?
There's some like Section F, but I don't even know what Section F means. It's supposed to be proposed cuts to NIH. I think where I work at the NLM Law Library, we sometimes fly under the radar of like the really scrutinized. I don't think I have too much to worry about either.
No, just like the whole connection with like RFK is just like insane to me. Absolutely insane, because he just seems like a total.
What happened with RFK specifically?
Well, he's like just super
anti-vax
or anti-vax, like anti-science, like anti-big pharma. I think he's like Trump has said that he doesn't want to have RFK in his. I don't even know. Like, does that make you question?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think it would impact me.
I just wonder, like if I was working in that department, you know what I mean? I'd be like pretty concerned. Like, I wonder, like,
a lot of people would probably get fired, or they would retire, and so then you would just be left with a bunch of institutes and divisions that like are understaffed, and so anything that RFK would want to do probably would just like wouldn't happen. That's my guess.
So Raja questions the vaccine companies colluding, skipping approvals, and creating false guidelines. It all just seems like a bunch of buffoonery. It all seems contradictory. And the question again, is this villainous behavior? Is this corrupt behavior? Is this just government incompetence? To quote Raja, is this just a guy who, quote, knows shit about nothing? But he clearly knows some things about something. And he says he knows a lot about public health. And the real question is, are these the type of people we want in our government making medical decisions? And that—
Go ahead, Kevin, what you want?
Okay. Christy, I see a parody opportunity.
They're everywhere.
Well, they are everywhere. But this one in particular, maybe even a Christmas parody, or yes, it would be a Christmas parody. I am under the presumption this guy thinks he's getting nookie tonight. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Dude,
yeah, he was definitely
maybe, but I swear, I feel like a lot of these people, if they have an opportunity to unburden their soul because somebody's asking, they take it. You know, they're like, oh God, finally somebody that I can like unload on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy seems a lot more like reclusive and uptight about saying what he's saying than some of these other guys and gals that we've seen kind of just like letting it all spill. Like they're super proud to like talk about censoring conservatives and doing this, that, and the other. This guy's kind of like, yeah, we're committing crimes against humanity and like purposely misspelling stuff. So FOIA requests don't get caught up. Like,
in 10 years, we just might, in passing find out.
Everybody will have silly string in their veins in 10 years, and that's when we'll really find out how bad it is. Oh boy.
God. Yeah. For being there for only 2 months, he already knows all of that. That's kind of crazy.
Right. Yeah.
How much he's seen in the meetings he's to garner that much. I agree with you, Christy.
Well, I mean, they have to be going over everything in a furied panic with Trump and RFK Jr. coming in. I mean, it's like they have to be like kind of combing through everything. You know what I mean? They're setting these gigantic bonfires in the office and taking care of documents and all that stuff, man. Bleach bidding, and They got Hillary Clinton in there as a consultant in the NIH destroying stuff, bleach bidding their devices and all this other goodness. Oh, man. Probably. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
You know what might actually make a really great centerfold is an OMG undercover chick, and it's like she's super hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I always think. I'm like, awesome. These girls are hot, right?
Yeah, and then do the centerfold and then like have like different parts pointed out, like gets you to admit this, like this specific part is good for getting, this soy boy to admit whatever this part is, like just a full anatomic breakdown.
And the nipples are hidden cameras.
Yes.
See, I love that. It's coming together.
It's like Austin Powers and the Fembots.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. That's too good. That's too good. All right. We've got about 30 seconds left in this video. You guys want to finish it out and then we'll get started on this documentary? All right.
Yeah.
That question might be answered by the incoming HHS Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy. Stay tuned.
Nope.
Wait, hold on. Do you know about like honeypotting? People that like get asked on dates and then they get asked questions about their work and then they're like recorded. This is I feel like now you're like asking me my opinion about these conspiracies. I feel like I'm not supposed to answer.
Real quick throwing water on the fire, like trying to put it out.
That's not recording, right?
It was
gold.
He thought he was getting nookie. Oh my gosh.
This isn't one of those, is it? Like, we're actually going back to my place, right? Oh, goodness. Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Bookmark that for later. That is good stuff.
What do you think about NIH now that you were working there?
Whoops.
Probably shouldn't be like saying this out loud.
All right. Just need to change this source back over here. Give me 1 second.
Nice.
And nope, not that one. There we go. All right. Let's get this back full screen like this.
When
all right.
was this
you
released,
guys,
by the way, you guys? Have you seen it yet? Or
October 18th. And no, I have not seen it.
Okay, I'm excited. Oh, good. It's all our first times.
Yes, that's right. All right. You guys ready to let her rip?
Indeed.
Okay, please, guys. We're gonna fade into the background here. If you guys, if any of you panelists want to stop and discuss something, just hit us up in the private chat, and we'll hit pause. And you guys in chat, please make sure you hit the red pill and the repost button. Let's get as many folks in here as we spin this up, and you guys enjoy. Here we go.
And one more before you go.
Yes.
Everyone else, if you're on X, if you're on Kick, if you're on YouTube, wherever you are, we're about to go Pilled exclusive right now. So make your way over on pilled.net, look up No Prisoners Podcast, and you'll find the rest of what we're doing over there. All right?
That's right. All right. For the rest of you guys that chose the right platform to be on, thank you so much for being over here on Pilled. Here we go.